All right, well, welcome back to Wenzel's World. We're finishing up now the Bible cover. I'm finishing up the lacing, and I'm going to show you how I go about doing that. And it's a very important part. You have to start right, as I made mention on the last video, and then, of course, you got to go through there correctly. I showed you how to do that. You can't twist it, and then you got to finish up correctly. And I'm going to do the best I can to get this camera where you can see what I'm doing, because there's not too many people that do the double loop stitch and lacing. They don't lace. Most people just use a sewing machine and sew up the edge. But I feel like this double loop stitch, this lacing around the edge of it, just it really perfects it. It adds a completion to it that it's just it's pretty. It's I'm trying to figure out a word to use without using the same word, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to pause for a moment, readjust the camera, get it down here where you can see how we finish up the double loop stitch. Okay, I've been keeping these weights on here to keep everything still. If you remember, I'll take them off now. Well, I just set them over here. Now, if you remember how we got started right here, maybe you can see that. We got started right here and we left this little tag sticking out. Well, now it's time to pull the little tag. I stick it in that little loop that we made and pull that out of there. Just like that. We don't need all of that, so I'm going to cut some of that off. Okay, not very much of it. You need to leave some of it sticking in there. Now, what you got to try to do is separate. You got to try to separate this sleeve from this Bible cover. Okay, maybe you can see it better now. Let me see if I can't pull that over a little bit more. Sorry about that. Okay, you can get your mind back again. Okay, now I'm separating this right here, and that little old tab that stuck out, that little piece of lace, I want to bring it down in between. It's just like it was when we were splicing. I want to bring that little old tab down in between there. Okay. Now, okay, now I'll finish up this lacing right here. See what I'm doing? I'm going through the hole, so I'm in the hole. So what's next? Got to go through the cross. Okay, pull that down good and tight. Now we pull that over there. Okay, now I'm about to go through the sleeve and the cover both. There's the cover, there's the sleeve. Okay, through the hole, now through the cross. Tighten that down good. Don't pull it good and snug. You don't have to just jerk it and pull like you're trying to pull a cow out of the pond. Just make it good and snug there. And then let's see. You know what? Now I did something I shouldn't have done. I just now noticed that. Okay, well, all right. So we all make mistakes. I got to pull that through that little old loop right there. Okay, then I want to cut that tab off again. Okay, got ahead of myself. All right, now it's going to make that a little bit more difficult, but we still got to separate that cover from that. I'm trying to see if you're seeing all now. Okay, now we're good to go. Okay, okay. Now we're getting closer to where it's getting real particular now, so you need to pay close attention. We're just going through the hole. Now we'll go through the cross. Pull that down tight. Okay, back through the hole. Can't twist the lace, remember that. Okay, now we go through the cross. Now snug it down good and tight. All right, now we're gonna go through this hole. There's 2 holes left, okay? Gotta fill both of them up. And I hope that you can see what we're doing. This is probably the best I'm ever gonna be able to do on this. There's 2 holes left, one here, one there. I'm gonna go through this first hole next to where we've been lacing. Okay, I'm gonna pull that through there, just like that. Now, that little loop that's over here, there's a little loop right there. That's how you got to end this. Whether you can see it or not, I'm not real sure. There's a little loop that's in that lace that when I pulled that last thing through there and cut it off and stuck it in between the cover and the sleeve, it left us a little loop. So I want to go from the bottom of that little loop, from the bottom, go through it, just like that. All right. Now the next thing I want to do is go through, remember that when you go through the hole, and here we went through a hole or a loop, now you go through the cross. Okay. All right. I want to try to pull that down good and snug. Okay. Now the next thing we want to try to do right here is go through this hole. There's one hole left and it's right there. And that's going to put, there's no holes on the back. And that's going to put us going, just putting this needle between the sleeve and the cover. Okay. So I've put that needle in between the sleeve and the cover. I'm sorry if you missed that. And now I'm taking these pliers and I'm going to pull it. I'm pulling this needle through that hole. Accomplished. Okay. Now I'm going to broaden this up a little bit. Okay. Now, well, wouldn't you know it, I'd make a mistake. And I ain't going to try to edit it either. I made a mistake. Okay. Well, when you do, you just have to start over where you made the mistake. We've got to go through that loop again. We went through it one time. We got to go through it again. I got to take them things, mash that down. Okay. All right. Now, I knew something didn't seem just right. That's what it was right there. Now I go through the loop again. Okay. And before I do that, I'm going to make sure I get this good and tight. We want this all to blend in together, and it will. You have to work with it a little bit. Okay. All right. Now, sorry about that. I'm trying to work. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to have to keep doing some more tightening here. Just work with it. Don't snatch it. Don't pull a whole lot. Just work with it here. What I'm trying to do is even it all up. And I'm trying to be in a hurry because I don't want to spend a lot of time making another video. We've made quite a bit here. I hope it's helpful to somebody. If it is, well, put a comment in below and let me know that you're going to try this or you've tried it and so forth and all. Okay. Still working with this, trying to get it all where it's good and snug, where it all looks the same. Okay. Still working on it, Trying to get it all where it all looks the same. Okay, now I'm gonna have to go back. Pull that needle out there and do something different. If that don't look the same. That's probably one reason people don't get discouraged with these double loop stitch. There we go. All right. Okay. Try that one more time. So you see the difficulty you can have. When I first started this years ago trying to learn this lacing, the other parts wasn't so difficult. It was this part, trying to end it where it looked right. Now, okay. So I want to bend that and go on that side of that one of them laces that's good to, now we've hit pay dirt. I didn't have it going through just right. There's a certain angle. That's the only way I know to put it. Now, pay dirt. Now we're cooking with grease. Hot diggity dog. Now I see, said the blind man. Now we're gonna go through this hole right here. Come here, hole. Yeah. Go down through there, as we did before. We're going to grab this needle, nose pliers, grab a hold of this needle, pull it through. Success! There we go. Whether you saw all that or not, I don't know. I'm gonna have to pause a moment. You bear with me. Okay, now the next thing I need to do, you see this here lace stuck out here. I go up in here. See, can you see that? I'm gonna go up in here with these scissors and cut this piece of lace off. There it is right there. Now, the next thing to do then is to take you a little old mallet of some kind. I'm gonna use this little mallet, this little maul right here. And you just go right around and just tap on it just like that right there. And that sits all that lace. These are them places where we done splicing. There's one of them right there. Somebody else might not be able to see that, but I know where it is. Now we're coming around that corner, down through there. I know I spliced that in through there. We're just setting that lace. This is the final touch to it right here. Okay. So we're setting the lace with a little light maul. A rubber mallet will work. Any of them things. Now there's where we've done our splicing. Give it a little firm tap up through there. Just like it right there. Come across that top. Just setting the lace. Okay, I'm gonna pause again. Okay. All right, there it is. It's finished. There's the inside of it. Now I stained, of course, that back, if you remember, that I put on it to hold all of that in place, that shelving paper that's glued. When I was staining, I took a straight edge and went across that bottom and cut that off, and so I stained this part and stained that part. That way when the Bible is put in there, you can't see this light back. All you can see was going to be a little bit of this upper part up here, or the lower part, and it's stained like the rest of it. So there's the sleeves, the pockets right there, and so on. The Bible goes up in there. There's the sleeves and everything. That's the first time it's been put together like that. There's what the front of it looks like. There's what he wanted on the edge of it, the spine, and this is the back of it. So he's a missionary to Uganda, or he's going to be. He's out raising support for that, okay? So when somebody says to him, well, where are you going? He can take his Bible and say, Uganda, and then point to right down there. Because whether you can see it or not, there's a little old star right there And there's the name of the town that he's going to, and it's located in that region of Uganda. And there's the outline of the country, Uganda. And that's how you make a Bible cover, okay? Or at least that's how I make a Bible cover. So that's the end of Let's Make a Bible Cover. So you have a good day.